Discuss the topic. Today I will discuss the topic sedimentation, decantation, and filtration. So, what do you mean by sedimentation and decantation and filtration? We will study this and in this class. Sometimes it may not be possible to separate components of a mixture by hand picking or winnowing. As we know, sometimes it may not be possible to separate components of a mixture by winnowing and hand picking. Separate components of a mixture by winnowing and hand picking. As we know, some mixture cannot be separated with the help of wind or with the help of our hands. For example, so dust particles, soil particles, these particles, dust particles and soil particles present in rice or pulses, there may be a lighter impurity. This is a lighter impurities, so it cannot be separated by winnowing and hand picking. How are such impurities separated from rice or pulses before cooking? So how can we separate the rice or pulses? And when we cook the food, when we cook the rice or pulses, how can we separate these type of impurities? So what do you mean by sedimentation and decantation? As we know, some impurities, lighter impurities, just like winnowing and just like hand picking, it cannot be separated by the hands or with the help of wind. So there is a lighter impurities just like dust and soil particles present in the rice. So these type of impurities cannot be separated before. How are such impurities can be separated? So these impurities can be separated by the process of sedimentation and decantation. जो हमारी स्मॉल स्मॉल इम्प्योरिटीज हैं जैसे डस्ट पार्टिकल्स हैं सोइल पार्टिकल्स हैं उसको हम जो है कोई भी प्रोसेस से जस्ट लाइक विनोइंग और हैंड पिकिंग से सेपरेट नहीं कर सकते. So we use the method sedimentation and decantation for removing light impurities. For removing light impurities, we use the method sedimentation and decantation. So rice or pulses are usually washed before cooking. As we know, the rice, these are washed before cooking. When you add water to these, the impurities like the dust particles get separated, and these impurities go into the water, and now what sink to the bottom of the vessel, rice or dust. Have you seen the vessel is tilted to pour out the dirty water? And what do you mean by sedimentation? And as we know, when the heavier components of a mixture settle down after water, when we add water into it, when heavier component of a mixture is settled down, then this process is called sedimentation. And then when water is separated, then this process is called decantation. And what do you mean by sedimentation? When the heavier component of a mixture is settled down, when water is added into it, then this process is called sedimentation. So this process is called sedimentation. And when water is removed, then this process is called decantation. Let us find a few another mixture that can be separated through sedimentation and decantation. So as we know, what do you mean by sedimentation? What do you mean by decantation? For removing lighter impurities, we use the method sedimentation and decantation. For removing just like dust in a rice, we use the method sedimentation and decantation. And how can we do this process? So firstly, pulses are washed before cooking. And when we add water into the rice, then the impurities, like just like the dust particles, they are separated. And when these impurities go into the water, now what will sink to the bottom of the vessel, rice or water? Have you seen that? Vessel is tilted to pour out the dirty water. When we add water into the rice, and then after adding water into the rice, then this is washed, and the water is pouring out from these mixture. Then this rice or dust is, so this rice or dust is separated from the water, and this is called sedimentation. When the heavier component of a mixture settle down, then when water is added, then this process is called sedimentation. And then when water is removed from this mixture, then this process is called decantation. So when water is removed in this process, this is called decantation. So what do you mean by sedimentation? When heavier component of a mixture settle down, when water is added into it, then this process is called sedimentation. And then water is removed, then this process is called decantation. तो सेडिमेंटेशन क्या होता है? कोई भी अगर हमारा मिक्सचर है, उसको अगर हम उसमें पानी डाल देते हैं, पानी डालने के बाद जो इम्प्योरिटीज हैं वो बॉटम पे सेटल डाउन हो जाती हैं, देन दिस इज कॉल्ड सेडिमेंटेशन. और जो उसको वाटर को अगर अलग कर देते हैं उस मिक्सचर से, देन दिस इज कॉल्ड डिकेंटेशन. So this is the process sedimentation and decantation. And what is the next process? Filtration. So the same principle is used for separating a mixture of two liquids that do not mix with each other. As we know, oil and water, these do not mix into the water. So how can we separate oil and water? The oil and water from the mixture, it can be separated by the process. If a mixture of such liquid is allowed to stand for some time, then they form separate layers. So if we mix oil and water, then they do not mix with each other, then they form a separate layer. So oil makes a separate layer from the water, and the component that forms the top layer can be separated by decantation. So then when the oil is settling down over the top, then this oil is removed from the water by the process of decantation. So the decantation process is used for separating two liquids that do not mix with each other. So decantation principle is used for removing two processes. Decantation principle is used for removing two liquids that do not mix with water. Next is, let us again consider a mixture of solid and liquid. And when we take a mixture of solid and liquid, after preparing tea, what do you do to remove the tea leaves? As we know, if we take a mixture of solid and liquid, then when we prepare a tea, what do you do to remove the tea leaves? Usually we use strainer to remove tea leaves. As we know, if we take a mixture of solid and liquid, and if we prepare a tea, what do you do to remove the tea leaves? So what we take to remove the tea leaves, usually we use strainer to remove tea leaves. So if we take a mixture of solid and liquid, and after preparing tea, what do you do to remove the tea leaves? If when we prepare a tea, then what we will do? Usually we use strainer to remove tea leaves. So when we make a tea, then the tea leaves are mixed with the tea. Then how can we separate? We can separate it with the help of strainer. With the help of strainer, we can remove tea leaves. Try decantation. It helps a little, but do you still get a few leaves in your tea? Now pour the tea. Now pour the tea through a strainer. Did all the tea leaves remain in the strainer? And then this process is called filtration. So the process of separating tea leaves from the with the help of strainer. So process is called filtration. So which method of separating tea leaves from prepared tea is better, decantation or filtration? So to remove tea leaves from the tea, which method is better? As we know, filtration is better for removing tea leaves from the prepared tea. Let us now consider the example of water that we use. As we know, we use water in the daily life. Do all of us at all times get safe to drink? Sometimes water supplied through taps may be muddy. As we know, the water supplied through the taps, this is a muddy, and the water collected from the ponds and rivers may also be muddy, and especially after rains. Let us see if we can use some method of separation to remove insoluble impurities like soil from the water. So if we take the example of water, we use water in the daily life, and do all of us at all times get safe water to drink? Sometimes the water supplied through taps may be muddy. As we know, the water supplied through the taps, they can be muddy, and the water collected from the ponds and rivers, they also can be muddy, especially after rains. So if we take the example of water that we use in the daily life, this is not safe for the drink. So firstly, they are filtered. Sometimes the water in the tanks, this can be muddy. So also the water from the ponds and river, they also can be muddy. So if we use the process of filtration for removing these type of impurities, then the water can be separated. So then the pure water can be obtained. Next is activity 5. Collect some Collect some muddy water from a pond or a river. If it is not available, some soil mix some soil to water in a glass. Let it stand for half an hour and observe the water carefully and note your observation. And what is the activity 5? If we are taking the muddy water from a pond of a river, if it is not available, then we can mix some soil to the water in a glass. So what is the activity 5? Firstly, we are taking some muddy water from a pond or a river. If it is not available, then we can add, if mix some soil to the water in a glass. So we can add some water into the glass. Let it stand for half an hour. So we put this water and we put this muddy water for half an hour. Then we observe it. Then we observe it carefully. Then what is the observation? Does some soil settles at the bottom of the water? Yes. So some soil settle down at the bottom of the water. And what is this process? Sedimentation. And if we tilt this glass without disturbing the water, then what is the process? And this process is called decantation. So the process of settling down of the impurities is called sedimentation. And if we pour out the water, and then this is called decantation. Let the water from the top flows into the another glass. What will you call this process? Decantation. Is the water in the second glass still muddy or brown in color? Now filter it did the tea stainer work? As we know, the water present in the second glass still muddy or brown in color. Now filter it. So we will filter it. And did the tea stainer work? Is a tea stainer works for this mixture? This muddy water is a tea stainer work? Let us try filtering the water through a piece of cloth. So we can also filter it with the help of cloth. And in a piece of cloth, if small holes are present, then these can be separated. These pores in a cloth can be used as filter. So these pores in a cloth can be used as the filter. So what is the activity 5? If we take some muddy water from a pond or a river, if it is not available, then we can add some soil into the water, and we can add some soil to water in a glass, and we kept this mixture for half an hour. And if we observe this mixture, then the impurities settle down at the bottom. Then this process is called sedimentation. And if we remove this with the help of tilting the glass, then this is called decantation. Is the water in the second glass still muddy or brown in color? As we know, the water present in the second glass is the water present in this glass is muddy or brown in color. Yes, now filter it. So we can filter it with the help of tea strainer, or we can also filter it with the help of cloth. And firstly, we will take a piece of cloth having small holes and having small pores. Then these pores in a cloth can be used as filter. So these pores in a cloth can be used as filter. If the water is still muddy, impurities can be separated by a filter that has even. If the water is still muddy, then the impurities can be separated by a filter. So if the impurities is not removed, we can use the process of filtration for removing impurities. So what is the activity 5? Firstly हम क्या लेंगे, muddy water लेंगे pond से. अगर वो अवेलेबल नहीं है तो हम वाटर के अंदर सोइल मिक्स कर देंगे. तो सोइल मिक्स करने के बाद अगर वो सोइल जो है नीचे सेटल डाउन हो जाती है, देन दिस इज कॉल्ड सेडिमेंटेशन. और उसको हम लिक्विड को अलग कर देंगे, दिस इज कॉल्ड डिकेंटेशन. तो ये हमारा प्रोसेस होगा सेडिमेंटेशन एंड डिकेंटेशन. उसके बाद हमारा सेडिमेंटेशन एंड डिकेंटेशन के बाद जब हमारा जो वाटर होगा अभी भी मडी होगा, तो हम उसको प्योर कर सकते हैं. या तो हम स्टेनर की हेल्प से, छन्नी की हेल्प से उसको प्योर करेंगे, या पीस ऑफ क्लॉथ लेंगे, क्लॉथ का पीस लेंगे और उसमें छोटे छोटे हम होल्स डालेंगे और पोर्स डालेंगे. अगर उसको हम उसमें जो स्मॉल पोर्स है वो अगर हमारे बिल्कुल ही छोटे छोटे उसमें पोर्स हैं, उसे एज अ फिल्टर उसको अगर हम यूज करेंगे, दीज पोर्स इन अ क्लॉथ कैन बी यूज्ड एज अ फिल्टर. सो ये जो पोर्स है क्लॉथ में, उसमें वी कैन यूज एज अ फिल्टर. अगर वाटर हमारा स्टिल मडी है तो इम्प्योरिटीज जो है हमारा हम फिल्टर की हेल्प से हम उसको सेपरेट कर सकते हैं. That even gets separated with the help of, if it's still muddy, then how can we separate? We can separate it with the help of filtration. So what do you mean by filter paper? In the figure 5.9, this is the filter paper. And how can we separate these impurities? We can separate these impurities with the help of filter paper. So what do you mean by filter paper? A filter paper is one such filter that has very fine pores in it. So in the figure 5.9, this is a filter paper having very fine pores in it. So in the figure 5.9 shows the steps involved in using a filter paper. So this is a filter paper and it having a small fine pores present in it. A filter paper folded in the form of cone is fixed on a funnel. So the filter paper folded in the form of cone is fixed on a funnel. And the mixture is then poured on the filter paper. Then the solid particles in the mixture do not pass through it and remain on the filter. So what do you mean by filter paper? A filter paper is one that has very small pores present in it. And what are the steps involved in it? So a filter paper folded in the form of cone in the figure 5.10, we fold the filter paper, then we put it into the funnel. In the figure 5.10, we are putting the filtration folding cone in the funnel, and then the solid particles in the mixture do not pass through it and remain on the filter. So these solid particles in the mixture, they do not pass through it and these remains on the filter. Fruit and vegetable juices are usually filtered before drinking to separate the seeds and soil particles of the pulp. So in the figure 5.9, what is the filtration process? In the figure 5.9, we are folding a filter paper to make a cone, and we are filtering this substance with the help of filter paper. And fruit and vegetable juices are usually filtered before drinking to separate the seeds and solid particles of the pulp. And the method of filtration is also used in the process of cottage cheese in our home. So we can separate the muddy water, we can pure the muddy water with the help of filter paper. And what do you mean by filter paper? A filter paper is shown in the figure 5.9. It is a paper that has very small pores into it, and it is folded in the form of cone. So filter paper is folded in the form of cone, and then mixture is separated, poured on these paper, then these solid particles do not pass through it and remain on the filter. And in the beaker, water is poured. So we can get pure water with the help of filter paper. And we can do this process also in our laboratory. So as we know, when we eat fruit and vegetable juice, and when we eat fruit and when we take vegetable juice, that these can be filtered before drinking to separate the seeds and solid particles of the pulp. Then the method of filtration is also used in the process of preparing cottage cheese in our home. You might have seen that for making paneer, a few drops of lemon juice are added. So if we make a paneer, then we will add some lemon juice into the milk. Then these gives a mixture of particles of solid paneer and a liquid. Then the solid paneer and liquid can be separated, and the paneer is then separated by the filtering the mixture through a fine cloth or a strainer. Then this paneer is separated by filtering the mixture with the help of fine cloth. So how can we eat fruit and vegetables? Well, when we eat fruit and vegetable juices, then these are washed before drinking to separate the seeds and the solid particles of the pulp. So when we make juice, then we separate the solid particles of the juice for drinking before drinking it. The method of filtration is also used in the process of preparing cottage cheese in our homes. You might have seen that for making paneer. So if we make a paneer, then few drops of lemon juice are added into the milk, and then this will take a mixture of particles of solid paneer and a liquid, and this paneer is separated by filtering the mixture through a fine cloth or a strainer. So if we make a fruit or vegetable, if we eat the fruit or vegetable juice, then this is separated. That this is separated. Then we separate the seeds of the juice before drinking it, and this process of filtration is called. The method of filtration is used in the process of preparing cottage cheese. So when we make paneer, then we will add some lemon juice into the milk, and then we separate the solid paneer and the liquid with the help of with the help of filtration, and then the paneer is separated by the filtering the mixture through a fine cloth. Then if we take the fine cloth or strainer, then the paneer is separated by the filtering the mixture. So this process is called filtration. So what do you mean by filter paper? Filter paper is the one filter paper that has very fine pores into it. So a filter paper is one filter has very fine pores into it. And in the figure 5.9, this is the filtering process shown in the figure. And when we take a filter paper and if we make a cone of filtration process filtering paper, then we can separate it with the help of filtration process, and we put all muddy water into these filtering cone, and then the water is remained in the beaker, and the impurities are left into these then the impurities are left into the mixture. Then the impurities are left into this funnel containing this filter paper, and we use the process of filtration for separating vegetable juice pulp before drinking it, and for separating paneer from the water, then we use the process of filtration. So this is the filtration process, and next process is evaporation. So next process is evaporation. What do you mean by evaporation? For understanding evaporation, we will discuss the activity 6. And what is the activity 6? Add 2 spoons of salt to water in another beaker. Firstly, we will take a beaker, then we will add 2 spoons of salt. And do you see any change in the color of water? If we see that if we take a beaker and then if we take a beaker, then if we add some water into the beaker, then see any change in the color of water? Can you see that any salt in the beaker? After stirring, heat the beaker containing the salt water. Let the water boil away, and what is left into the beaker? So firstly, we will take a salty water, and then we will heat these beaker with the help of, we will heat these beaker, and what we will see, then salt is left remain in the beaker after stirring, and then we will heat the beaker containing the salt water, then the water boiled away, and what is left into the beaker? So what is left into the beaker? So in this activity, we use the process of evaporation to separate a mixture of water and salt. So the process of conversion of water into vapor is called evaporation. So what do you mean by evaporation? The process of conversion of water into vapor. So this process is called evaporation. So if we take a beaker and we will add some water into it, if we will add some water into it, and then we will add some teaspoonful of the salt into the beaker. Then if we make the mixture of salt, then the water boil away, and what is left into the beaker? Then salt is left into the beaker, and salt is left into the beaker, and then what is the process called? This process is called evaporation. The process of conversion of water into vapor is called evaporation. The process of evaporation takes place continuously wherever water is present. So what do you mean by the evaporation? The process of conversion of water into vapor is called evaporation, and this process of evaporation takes place continuously wherever water is present. Wherever water is present, so the process of evaporation takes place continuously, and this process is called evaporation. And what did we mean by the process of evaporation? The process of converting water into vapor is called evaporation. So where do you think salt comes from? See, as we know, in the sea water, there is a salt component is present into the sea water. And one of these salt is common salt. When sea water is allowed, heated by the sunlight, then this is converted into the water vapor through evaporation. So what is the process of evaporation in the obtaining salt? In the sea water, there contains so many in the evaporation process. So there are so many water present in the evaporation process. There are so many salt are present into it. So there are so many salt are present in this process. So if we separate the salt from this mixture, then this is called evaporation. So what do you mean by evaporation? The process of conversion of water into vapor is called evaporation. And where we use the process of evaporation to obtaining salt from sea water, then evaporation is used. When salt water is tapped into the sun, salt water is kept into the sunlight, then this slowly converts into the water vapor through the process of evaporation. Common salt is then obtained from the mixture of salt for further purification. And so this is the process of evaporation, and this is the method obtaining salt from the sea water. So this is the method of obtaining salt from the sea water. And use of more than one method of separation. So sometimes for separating liquids, we cannot use only one method. We use 2 or 3 methods to separate different substances. So this is the activity 7 for separating 2 mixture. So this is the evaporation. And this is what do you mean by sedimentation and decantation? So what we have discussed in the class: sedimentation, decantation, filtration, and evaporation. So when the process of settling down of impurities at the bottom is called sedimentation. And if we pour the liquid, then this is called decantation. And when we use filter paper for purifying water, then it is called filtration. So if you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask. If you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask questions. If you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask. Akash sir, please unmute students.